Hello and welcome to another session of Therapy and Panels. Having a little renovation being done within the area, so for today I am in a different location. But for now, I got one little question for you all. Who wants to be a superhero? Back in 2006, Stan Lee was the host of a reality show on the Sci-Fi Channel called Who Wants to Be a Superhero? The premise of the show was after auditioning, 10 contestants using superhero identities they created would compete in challenges to see who is the true superhero between them all. One of the big prizes for the winner of the show was that Stan Lee would write a comic book about the winning hero from the show by Dark Horse Comics. I remember enjoying the show when it aired, more of the first season anyway, and always wanted to get the comic of the winning hero. And after all these years, I finally found at least a digital copy of one of the books. So let's take a look and see how this went with Who Wants to Be a Superhero with feedback number 1. The cover is really lame due to feedback just in a world of nothing, it seems. Which is weird because when rewatching the show on YouTube, they showed the cover to the last 3 contestants of the show at the time, and that cover looked way better than this due to having more in the imagery. We opened the story with a group of thugs surrounding a body that was just struck by lightning. They decide to let the guy be, as the man states with his last words before passing out, about his father who passed away. The man, later known to be named Matt, begins to have his life flash before his eyes as we see that as a child he was a huge fan of comic books and video games. Big deal. You're not special. When he grew up, he opened up a repair shop to fix electronics, and one day he got a call from a nearby arcade to fix one of their machines. While at the arcade, some punks get into a fight with him after he beats their high score at the game they are playing. Talk about some sore losers much? The fight ends up outside as the cops arrive to arrest the thugs, while Matt is sent to the doctor for his injuries. While there, he meets a nurse named Sarah who catches his eye, even managing to get her number when she mentions her computer is broken. As he leaves the hospital, he is approached by a man in a trench coat. Want to buy some watches? The guy claims to work for the Pentagon and needs Matt's help with a special project. You saw him fix an arcade game machine. What makes you think he's anywhere qualified to work on a military-grade weapon? This piques Matt's interest, so he goes with the guy and sees the project and the man behind it, the whole thing being a half-cyborg creation called Ironside. Ironside shows him the project, which is a specially made vehicle that the military believes is the weapon strong enough to take down a powerful terrorist known as the Eliminator. As they take the vehicle out into the dark, rainy night, all that Matt had to do was give the car a little electrically looking over to make sure it works right, as he uses his special game controller for it for some reason. If that was all you needed, why did you need him? You could have just kidnapped a dude from Geek Squad. After a test run of the vehicle, Matt gets double-crossed, as it turns out the Eliminator is actually Ironside. We then begin back where the story started, with Matt struck by lightning and the goons leaving Matt for dead, as we then skip to seeing a montage of the Eliminator using the vehicle for a crime and no one able to stop him. We find out that Matt managed to live due to, I guess, when holding his game controller while being struck by lightning, it somehow absorbed enough of the feedback from it, which somehow also gave him superpowers. I don't know. He quickly gets to planning on taking down the Eliminator, but deciding he needs a costume, he for some reason calls the nurse from the hospital to see if she knows how to sew in exchange for fixing her computer for free. Pretty sexist of you to assume she knows how to sew there, Maddie. Now with his superpowers and costume, is he able to take down the Eliminator and his new vehicle of his? Well, that will have to be up for you guys to find out. But for my final diagnosis, this was just okay. I like the artwork enough, so really it's more of the writing I'm not too crazy about due to the lame excuse of Matt living and getting his powers, and it's been a bit too wordy. Also, there wasn't really anything special about Matt to make the Eliminator choose him for the vehicle, since all he really needed was a checkup, so he could have just went over and kidnapped someone from Geek Squad, really. And with that, that is all the time we have for today's session. I'd like to thank you all for watching another video. If you liked it, be sure to leave another like, comment, or subscribe. And as always, I am the Super Guru, signing off.